Okay, great. So let's get started. So, hi, welcome. I am super excited for everybody to be here, um, especially because this is the first ever Spine Animator Bootcamp. Like, this is awesome. I'm super excited to have so many uh, awesome people joining me on this. And I expect that it's going to be a really, really great time. This first call is just to ensure that everybody is set up on Discord and on school, and that everybody understands how we're going to be using all of the different resources that are going to be available to you over the next 12 weeks. There's going to be a lot of content, so I just want to make sure that everything's easy to navigate. And so, if at any point in time during these 12 weeks anything's not making sense, or you're feeling like you're starting to fall behind, or even if you just have general feedback on the structure of the course and everything, I am very much looking forward to feedback. And I want this to be a space where if you have any question, there's no too many questions to ask me. I'm here for you during these 12 weeks.
We'll see.
I know you've warned me before, but that's okay. You're not the only one saying this. So
Mhm.
I absolutely love teaching people. I love finding different ways to explain something so that way anybody can understand it. So I feel like Zach and we have this little challenge going on. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna get tired of me." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm good. We're gonna get you into Spine."
Challenge
so,
accepted.
so I'm here for it. So the first thing that I would like to do is just kind of give you a background of who I am and where all of this knowledge came from. So, as I believe everybody here should know, because I'm sure that's how you found me, I run the Anapalooza YouTube channel, which teaches people how to use Spine. I graduated in 2018 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Media Arts and Animation, and then I was actually hired immediately after graduating at my portfolio show. So we had a bunch of industry professionals come to see our work, our final portfolio, and somehow I impressed the person who hired me for my first ever animation job. And I've actually been working at this same place for over 6 years now. And I've worked my way up to become the animation manager. And it's been just a really excellent experience. I've learned a lot. That being said, I did not know how to use Spine at all when I got hired as a Spine animator. So that's like a really fun story that I really enjoy about my own journey because, like I said, I was a recent college grad. I had my first like cringeworthy college portfolio, and my art director saw me and was like, "All right, yeah, you've got the basics of animation. Do you know how to use Spine?" And I was like, "Nope, never even heard of the program." And she was like, "Okay, great. Take the next week to learn it and I'll give you a test and we'll see how you do." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so I like went to go learn Spine in 1 week. And this was over 6 years ago now, where there was like no tutorials back then. There was like Armin didn't exist. I don't think he started until like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And so I was learning Spine from basically just the esoteric starting guide playlist on YouTube, and that was it. So
Sorry, what did you use before Spine?
I when I was in college, it was a lot of like traditional using like the animation table and like the lights and stuff, and so it was a lot of like actual like on paper animation. Um, I had dabbled a little bit in After Effects. Like there was a class on After Effects, but it kind of went over my head at the time. I learned a little bit of Adobe Animate back then as well. But largely it was a lot of just traditional on paper animation. So my digital animation skills were also somewhat subpar. And I think most of my reel was in fact paper animation, with the exception of like maybe some cleanup in digital. So that's my background there. But yeah, so when I was learning spine, there weren't as many tutorials out there, and so that's what I want to do for you guys. I want to make sure that you guys don't have to struggle for a week trying to figure out where you even start learning. And like even though I say that I learned it in a week and got my first job, which is true, it took me like 3 years, I feel like, to learn some things that I thought after the fact should have been things I had already known, because all of my spine learning was done on the job. So this course basically packs 6+ years of industry knowledge into 12 weeks for you guys, so that way you guys can skip that unknown, the not knowing that you suck phase, basically. So that's the goal of this course. So let's start going over the course structure. So like I said, it's going to be 12 weeks long. Every week we're going to be studying a different topic of spine. A lot of it's going to be rigging. There will be a little bit of animation, but this course is specifically to teach spine versus animation basics. So if you're not familiar with animation basics, that's totally fine. I'm more than happy to like answer questions about that, but just know that the course content is going to focus strictly on how to use spine as a program and apply those animation principles rather than training you in animation. So if you want more information about animation, let's chat afterwards and maybe we can figure something out. But regardless, you should be able to still get a lot out of this course, whether you know animation or not. And so week 1 is going to be all of the basics, same way that I learned spine when I graduated college. We're going to learn how to use the common tools, how to quickly rig a character and what that means, and then how the animation timeline would work and all that kind of stuff. And we'll make like a ball bounce. It's going to be like a really, really simple, just to throw you into spine. It might be super basic for some of you who might have already been in spine and trying it out. Or if you're a more advanced user, which I know some of you are, it might be very, very basic in week 1, but it's going to quickly start escalating from there, because after week 1, all of the subsequent weeks are going to build on these foundational core elements of spine. And so, I thought it was a slide next. So we will have all the basic stuff in week 1, but then you'll see that we're going to quickly advance to some pretty heavy duty stuff like multiple views. I know that Zach, you're excited about that one. 2.5D rigging and animation. And even in week 11, we're going to do one of those facial animation lip syncs, very similar to what I use for my YouTube videos. And so basically everything after week 5, well, I mean, even constraints gets pretty advanced. But like I said, we're going to accelerate pretty quickly in this course. And so don't be too concerned, by the way, if you feel like you can't keep up, because like I said, I'm here to help you every step of the way. I'm here to try to explain things as best that I can for however it makes sense for you. Like one time I actually taught IK constraints by making my coworker go get a broomstick and say like, okay, what does your arm do when you're holding this broom versus when it's on the ground and when it's up in the air? Like how are things moving in relationship to each other. And somehow like that actually worked. I was super excited because we had been like trying so many different explanations and nothing was sticking. And so it was that physical action that actually ended up helping her connect the dots. And so, like I said, I'm here for any questions that you have, and we'll be here to support you along the way. And so, what that is going to look like is we're going to be using School and Discord in combination with each other during these 12 weeks. So School is going to be where you'll get all of your lessons and assignments. There will be tutorial videos, written documentation, extra resources, and probably a bunch of other stuff that I haven't even thought of yet. It'll be something that I'm going to be adding on over time as well. I do already have a lot ready for you guys already, but as I find more resources, I'm going to be adding to this even after the 12 weeks are over. Because one of the things that I really intend with this boot camp is I want to make it the best place to learn spine ever, like anywhere. And so that's why you guys get lifetime access to it, because I know that this is going to be something really, really, really cool. And so I want you guys to have access to this content well after we've wrapped our 12 weeks. And so that's what you'll get on School. And then on Discord, that's where the real-time assistance is going to be. So that's going to be live demos like this. You're going to be able to talk to your peers, chat about assignments if someone is not sure how to do something. Maybe someone just did it and just figured it out. You guys can help each other. And then it's also the fastest response time from me, and where you can get more immediate access to me in regards to any questions that you have on assignments. So that's how we're using School and Discord in tandem with each other. I'll skip ahead. And so then the next component of the course are going to be the lessons. So like I said, every week we have a different lesson that drops. And to access these, you'll go to school.com/learnanimation and sign in there, which everybody should already have access to. If not, please let me know. If for some reason the course is locked for you still, I can unlock it for you. You will go to the Spine Quest Academy icon here on the left, go to the Classroom tab at the top, and then you'll have the boot camp right here that you can click into. And then once we have clicked into there, you'll see the lesson content. Right now, the only content that you have is going to be the introduction, because every week is going to be released on a weekly basis as well. Every Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so that way, like, it kind of goes at a nice pace. It's not overwhelming. And then, yeah. And so, with each lesson, they're going to be inside of a folder. And these folders will be on the left. And you can drop down and you'll have all these different pages in there. And every page might have a variety of things like videos or text or assignments, maybe extra resources from other content creators. I might link to some other supplemental resources from like Armin, or maybe there's a good spine tutorial that I found on YouTube somewhere. Or maybe like I'll link to the esoteric guide itself. So those will be like at the bottom of each page. So that's how you would navigate this. And then you can also check this little icon here on any page that you have completed. And this isn't required, but it helps you keep an eye on what you've already done and kind of be helpful for you. But I can also see on my end, if I click into your profile, what you've done and what you haven't done. I'm not going to be like babysitting these and like, coming to you and being like, you haven't done lesson 3 of page 5. Like, I'm not going to come at you like that. So this is just, it's purely for you. And then if I'm ever curious, I can just like go in and be like, oh, okay, cool, they've done this already. And so that's the lesson structures. On Discord, we have a number of different channels. And so the resources channel is going to be where you can share resources that'll help you learn. I might also be sharing resources there myself. Live replays is going to be where all of the live demo recordings will go once they're done. So for example, when we wrap this session together today, I'm going to be posting the video in the live replays chat, and I also will post it to school on the relevant page. It'll probably go into the introductions folder, maybe as a new page, or I haven't decided yet, but it'll be on school, and I will post about it when I've put it up there. The chat, you guys are all familiar with that so far. That's just where you can chat about anything. Assignment help is going to be where you can get specifically assignment help. So only questions about the assignments and the course modules should go in there, just so that way we can keep it organized. This includes like if you are using your own art, but it relates to the lesson. You can absolutely use your own art for these lessons, but try to keep the assignment help channel strictly to whatever is related to the course content. Classroom is going to be for all of the live demos, which is where we are now. And then we also have a study room, which is where you can hang out with your peers and work together if you would like to, and maybe like pop in there to like answer questions for each other, that kind of thing. So that is Discord. Oh, also at the top, you'll notice an events tab. That's going to have all of our live demos, and it will show you the time and date of all of those. And I will, like I did today, I will be messaging or adding everybody in the Discord to let you know that, hey, a live demo is about to start. So yeah, so like I said, live demos happen every Saturday at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which you've all showed up, so you guys know. We will go through the week's content together. So essentially it looks like Monday, you get the content and the lessons. You get to self-study throughout the week. And then on Saturday, we review the content together to make sure that if there's any questions that you still have, or if things aren't sticking, or, maybe I didn't explain something well enough to work for you in a video or text, we can discuss those things together and make sure that we unstick you from whatever it is that you're stuck on. If you can't attend all of the live demos, that's perfectly fine. But if you'd like specific questions to be answered during the live demos, you can send those to me beforehand, and I'll be sure to answer those during the call. And then, like I said, call replays will be posted shortly after in the live replays channel. And then along with each lesson, we will have assignments. So these are not required to do. Like I said, I'm not going to babysit. I'm not going to grade anybody. But the assignments themselves will go hand in hand with a lot of the course content. And you'll have new assignments released every week. There's about, I think, anywhere between 2 to 5 different assignments per lesson, depending on how beefy the lesson is. Some of the assignments will have a video or text to accompany them, and they'll be like the focus of the lesson. Like, for example, when we work with constraints, we'll have a path assignment that is directly talked about in a video. We'll have an IK assignment directly talked about in a video, that kind of stuff. But there will be other assignments that might not have any documentation for them, and those are there purely for you to practice with. So you can absolutely still share these assignments in the Discord channel and ask questions if you're having trouble getting something to work or whatever. But just know that there won't be the extra documentation for some of the assignments, because they're there for practice. And then, like I said, feel free to also use your own art. If there's something that you feel would work with a certain concept, like for example, the other jellyfish that was on school there, that would be perfectly fine. Like I've seen a number of you guys already using the free art and making your own tweaks, which I think is really fun. So you more than welcome to use your own art for these if you feel like it's relevant. So that's a basic overview of everything that we'll be doing the next 12 weeks. And so let's go over the expectations. Like I said, I will be here for you as you need it, and I am more than happy to put as much effort into you as you want, ask as many questions as you want, but be an agent of your own success. I'm not going to go chasing you if I don't hear from you. I'm not going to be checking in with you and holding you accountable or anything like that. If I'm going to like help you, help me help you by asking questions, because otherwise I will think you're fine and I'll think that you're understanding everything. So that being said, if you're the type of person who is very self-sufficient, you're great with self-study, you're not going to need a lot of hand-holding, that's totally fine if you don't want to show up for live demos. You don't need to do every assignment, and you also don't need to keep pace with the 12 weeks. Just make sure that you're utilizing the live support while it's here. Because again, that is like the core perk of these 12 weeks is that I'm here, I'm dedicated to helping you guys learn spine. Cool. Yeah, so you guys know where to find me. Let me know if you have any other questions or if anything comes up for you, and look forward to Monday's first lesson drop.